What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Girl. It took a lot. Yeah, actually not doing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta at least. Most likely not none of them because yeah. Mm-hmm. And the only reason why I was literally sitting here dozing in and out, like I was on the in and out of the episode, and I was just thinking like, oh my god, do I even want to do this shit tonight? And then I said, Ashley, you know what? Don't even do that because if you don't do it tonight, you're not doing it tomorrow and you're not doing it any other day. Okay? Because if I miss an episode for no reason, that means I ain't reviewing it no more. All right? So I'm going to try to stick it out. Motherfucker, we on episode 20 of season 10 of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and then episode 20 of Love and Hip Hop Miami. When is this shit gonna end? Okay? When is this shit gonna end? We get into the episode. You know what it is? It's just that I think I'm burnt out of certain type of reality shows. And I'm burnt out. Not necessarily reality shows. It's just the extra fake ones. And I know each time I get on here, make a little speech, but it's like the episodes get worse and worse each week. Okay, it's like they're grasping for straws at this point, and I'm just like, it's okay to end it's okay to end the season right here. You know what I'm saying? It is okay. It was okay to end the season at the end of the first half. I'm just saying. But we get up into the episode and okay, we get in DC, little in DC's and Yandy, okay, Yandy got the yellow, all right. Her, I think it's like an organic plant shop or whatever. I actually want to look into it and see what it's about. And that's the thing. See, I hate this. Because as much as I can't stand some of these shows anymore and some of the people irk me because they black and some of the products that they be selling and looking, I be wanting to look into it just to support. Bitch, I done brought me a guy because somebody gonna tell me that, why don't you just say that you hate Drew Sidora on my review for Love and Hip Hop? Real Housewives last night. I'm like, I don't hate the girl. And actually, I was one of the main ones that was rooting for the bitch when she first came on because bitch, you didn't know that I had a crush on Drew Sidora back in the day, bitch. Girl, when everybody was hating her for fucking up med school and Dorian's, I was here for her. When she was up in Trey Songz video playing the other woman too, bitch, I was here for her. When she was playing goddamn T-Vibes up in TLC, I definitely was here for her. You know what I'm saying? She came up on here and I said, girl, I don't like some of your ways, but I'm still gonna support your little shit. I done brought a t-shirt and a hoodie from her little thing. Okay? Cause the shit was cheap, bitch. And it was good. That shit looked like some good quality too. And I got I'm from Chicago, cause bitch, I'm from Chicago. But anyway, I want to look into Yandy stuff too. Yandy get on my nerves sometimes because I just feel like she a little fake. But I'm gonna still look into her stuff. See, I support black people regardless if I talk shit about you. I'm gonna support the shit if it look good, depending on how you are. But Medici's, she trying to do her little thing, trying to make it like it's a little bodega down there in Atlanta in the underground, station, whatever. And, she brought up another building or spot that was next to it. And, she's trying to get it open. And while she's going over there talking to Mandisi brings up the fact that Lil Mandisi wants them to all have a dinner and come together and talk to Samantha, his mama. Because the mama's supposed to be moving down to Atlanta. And I guess she's engaged to somebody, And so at this point, girl, Yandy don't want to do that. Even if it's for the kids. Now, if it wasn't for the fact that he threw in there that Lil Man DC had this, allegedly wanted to do this whole sit down, Yandy would have 100% said hell no, because what the fuck we got to talk about? First of all, Lil Man DC is almost a grown ass man, okay? Lil Man DC's, he probably 16 years old, 17 years old. He up in that age, whatever, so we don't need to sit down and talk, okay? It is what it is because they had some, baby, that was a time, bitch. If Listen, the only way I would like for Samantha to come back on is if Kim, her mama, come back on. Because I got to see how my stud brother's looking. You know what I'm saying? My stud bro mentor looking, because mama came out there in them suit like she was suited down at that reunion. I said, all right. She was trying to, You can't tell me she wasn't trying to holler at Mendici mama. But hey, it is what it is. They have a little get together at the house or whatever, and little Mendici is there. And come to find out, little Mendici didn't really want nothing to do with the whole situation. His whole thing is, as long as she's happy about it, I'm happy that she's happy. Let me meet the dude first and get to know him before y'all have a sit down and get to know him and whatever. And we realize that this is all Mendici's thing. Big Mendici, he want everybody to just be cool on the same page, no issues or whatever. That's what it seemed like he trying to do. And Yandy wound up having a little conversation with Lil Mendici, and Lil Mendici ain't really on that page or whatever. He want people to be cool, but we ain't gotta meet up, we ain't gotta do all that stuff or whatever. But I'm glad he did put out there that y'all do gotta get on the same page a little bit though, because y'all embarrassed the hell out of me. Y'all embarrassed the hell out of me when I was a kid and y'all was up on that reunion show fighting and shit. Girl, I had to go to goddamn school and people talking about that shit. And I said, see, this is what I don't understand. If I'm going to do, people like, would you ever do a reality show? Would you ever? No. And if I ever do a reality show, when I tell you it will be the most positive thing, and it probably get canceled because it'll be too positive. And when I say positive, I'm not going to be the one that's going to be up in there fighting. I'm not going to be the one that's going to be up in there trying to argue and all this shit, put my family business out there, whatever. I'll probably be the boring cast member because I'm not finna do that. I am not about to embarrass myself and embarrass my family for the sake of a fucking, 15 minutes of fame for a show that may not get a full season or may not return for a second season. I'm not about to embarrass my people like that, okay? Because it affects everybody around you, And that's what these people that get on these shows don't realize be happening, especially when you have kids. Because listen, any other day, any other time, you can go on BET Plus and look at Love and Hip Hop. You can go on goddamn Hulu and look at Love and Hip Hop. Baby, you can go on YouTube and look at Love and Hip Hop. They're on multiple streaming platforms. And it's just, the old clips back in the day, they just classics. So people be putting out there and then you can stir up some shit or whatever, and the kids be like, your mama was crazy as hell, your daddy was this and blah 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 and woo woo woo. That shit affects the kids. So no, I'm glad Lil Mendici said his piece though. Moving on from that, who else was up in this episode? This whole Kendra and Jock situation, bullshit. And I just was not expecting, that's what it was. And I feel like that's what put a damper on this whole second half of the season for me. This whole Kendra and Jock situation, because they're depending on the second half of the season to be resting on the fact that Jock allegedly did this, and this, and this. And the drama between them, this fake drama between them, is very disappointing because I don't know. Maybe because when we were first introduced to Kendra, I actually thought that Kendra was a good girl, good enough for Jock, because at this point, Jock needed somebody to put some structure in his life, somebody that wasn't going to take his mess or whatever. She wasn't trying to be on this show to show her ass or whatever. It was at one point in time, she wouldn't even allow them to film like at her office because she's a professional. She's a real life fucking professional. And there were certain things that she would not allow herself to do on camera. But now, all of a sudden, you are on here putting it out here that, yeah, me and my man, we broke up. Yeah, he got a baby on the side. Yeah, he did this and did that, and I'm still here with him. Yeah, I knew about this bitch that he was with, but I'm a fake like I didn't, just so, it's giving sympathy. That's what it's giving. Why are you faking about, and I'm so glad that on next week's episode, Erica and them gonna call her ass out. Because, bitch, that was some bullshit. You knew about Mita because you got on that phone when you was with them and you was talking to Jock and you was talking to Mita as if you never met them at all. Or I should say met her at all, and you knew absolutely nothing about her. I give you the benefit of the doubt about you not knowing stuff about them having an affair, which I feel like you knew already too at this particular moment, because after looking at this episode, I'm 100% more convinced now than I was last week that you knew a lot more than you trying to put on. It's all a fucking act. I just never thought that she would get on here and do some stupid shit like this, okay? Because now we looking at your ass like you just as dumb as everybody else on here. For some reason, I put you a little bit higher than everybody else, but now you just on the same fucking playing field as fucking Carly Red in my eyes, okay? Because you stupid. You really letting this man, and not to say that Jock, because he has multiple kids or whatever, and he's been in multiple relationships, that he's not deserving of being with somebody, or, you know, he's just this, but he has a fucking history. He has a history and he has a pattern that he has yet to break. It is one thing to be this fuck up, to be this hoe, to be this person that goes make babies all over the place or whatever, but then all of a sudden you stop. And you stop for a long period of time because you learned your lesson. You learned you need to slow down. You don't want to set this example for your kids and everything. You want to be a better person. But no, you have not done that. So that's why Jock get the shit from me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clear. And then you're going to go to the pastor for counseling for this. And the pastor, if he's really a real pastor, he's fake as shit too. Like, you know, you can tell when a person is just putting on for the camera, and that's just what it was. And I'm just sitting here like, Jock up here lying. He lied about the last time that he did something with Mita. He lied about the fact that he didn't really have anything going on with Mita besides business. He's lying about everything. And you can tell when a person is lying. You can tell those telltale signs, okay? And just look at Jock's face. And when he just try to act so serious about it, you know he's lying, okay? Kendra is dumb. You know, she was acting dumb the whole time. Well, if you find out that this happened or whatever, I'm going to get it or no. I'm not doing this. You're not doing shit because y'all still married and you know that the shit happened. Baby, if you accepted the fact that he had a baby while y'all was so-called broken up or on a break or whatever, and y'all got back together and you was okay with that, you ain't going nowhere. Because, baby, I don't care if we was broken up or not. You have a baby after we just get through going on a little break and we weren't even on the break that long. Oh, hell no, baby. We not getting back together. It is over and it is done with. Go play daddy to the kid. To the other kids too. Okay? Because I just can't do that. I just won't be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So you will pull up with a lot of stuff, but you sitting here acting like you not going to do that shit, right? You know, you already let us know last week that you was paying shit for the kids and bills and child support, all that fucking shit. And when we heard that, bitch, we was all baffled and befuddled, bitch. Dumbfounded. All them type of, like, girl, what you doing? You paying the shit too? And you weren't even married to the man at that time. Hell no. Okay? Hell no. Girl, ain't nobody got time. And then you sitting there talking about the fact that Carly Red still up in the picture. People were saying that he was all up on her and he was putting his hands on her and all this stuff at the birthday party. Yeah, he was. And 9 out of 10, I really do feel like him and Carly Red probably did something that night. That's just their history. Carly Red ain't never going to be out of Jock's life. I just feel that way. Okay? As long as this show is on, Carly Red ain't never going to be out of his life, you know? And, you know, she got to make a storyline some way, somehow, because hers really ain't popping right about now. What is her storyline? Oh, I'm going to be an artist. Girl, don't nobody give a shit. Okay? You know, and I'm just sitting here like, he's lying to the pastor. The pastor is just, he's just there because he's getting paid too. And Kendra is just a whole bunch of fluff talk. And I was just sitting there like, girl, get the fuck up out of here. You're not going to leave this man. You're going to let him walk all over you and fuck around, and you probably get pregnant by him so you can be tied to him for life. So you're sitting there having a little conversation with his older sister, Ebony, and you're talking about something. If the shit come out to be true about this girl, I'm gone. I'll be good with or without a man or whatever. I'm sitting here like, all right, you say that, but we already know what the truth is. And then it was the sister. The sister even know, like, we know that Jock can't say no to shit. Okay, he's just very impulsive. She's making excuses for him as if it's okay. And I'm just sitting here like, no. People sometimes in families have a hard time holding their friends and holding their family members accountable for the shit they do. Okay? Now, one time did I hear the sister, and if she did say this, maybe I just was that a moment I zoned out. But I ain't hear her say, well, you know, he was wrong as hell for what he did. And if you was to leave him, I would totally 100% understand, because you don't do no stuff like that. You don't do no stuff like that. What I heard was, well, you know, he's impulsive, and, you know, he'll go ahead and do this and do that and do that. So what you gonna do? Like, what? Like, oh, well, you know how he is, so, you know, just let him do what he do. I'm like, girl, get out of here. Kendra ain't going nowhere. This is bullshit. Poppycock, okay? Meanwhile, you get Sierra. Sierra went down there to South Carolina to go see Renny Rucci, and honestly, I feel like this is probably one of the better storylines, unfortunately, because it's a sad storyline because of what's going on with Renny and her mom. And, you know, actually, I feel so bad for Renny that she came onto this show towards the tail end and not when it was good, because I feel like she probably would have been a good addition to the season, to the series, when it was actually good. Probably like a good maybe 3 years ago, before it started truly, like, it been started going downhill. But I give it a little bit like 3 years ago or whatever, pre-pandemic. If she would have been on there a couple of years before the pandemic, then cool. But I'm pretty sure she's young, so that probably would have been, you know, she would have been really, really young, probably hadn't even, you know, got her stuff established yet. But still, because I would have really liked to be in tune to her story. And unfortunately, you know, what happened, and I just feel real bad for her. You know, it was really good to see that at least somebody in the cast cared enough to go down there, regardless of if it's fake or not, which I don't feel like this storyline right here was fake. For Sierra to go down there and to be there with her, I almost felt some type of way, because it almost felt like Sierra was trying to put the attention on her, but she reverted back to her. You know, they both going through stuff with their mothers, so I understood that. And, you know, for them to both have somebody to lean on in each other, like, I understand what you're going through, sis, and I understand what you're going through, sis. Sierra dealing with the fact that her mama's still a drinker or whatever. You know, Renny dealing with the fact that her mom's still up in the hospital and her condition has not changed. I just really felt bad about that. Later on, when Sierra comes back to Atlanta, you know, she do meet up with her mom, and her mom do look better. I don't know if it's because she got a little bit of makeup, a face full of makeup on, and some nice little hair on, but mama look a little bit better than what we've been seeing her. And she said, listen, girl, I'm a little bit sober. I don't know how many days. Now, see, bitch, when she said I don't know how many days, I said, huh. I ain't gonna lie. So you ain't counting? Oh, okay. You know, but, you know, she look a little bit better. We're gonna go by her word for now. And, you know, hey, it is what it is. She trying. That's all we can ask for, is that she tried. Eric pops up with some flowers, as Sierra said, some dead roses, okay? You know, he tried to apologize, and he realized that he needed to see exactly where Sierra was coming from. But he did surprise her with going to see this condo. It was a 3-bedroom, and he was like, I hope she like it, and if not, don't put me through the same bullshit. Like, girl, don't make me mad. And I get it that you wanted to surprise her, but this is the thing. When you do these surprises for your mate, regardless of what it is and how much of a good gesture you think it is, you have to understand who your mate is, okay? Who your mate is and what it is that they like. Do you think that they will like something like this? Do you think that they like surprises like this? And this is a big surprise, mind you. Mind you, she just kept on talking about wanting to be in a condo. So therefore, if you're going to do something like this, that means that she's bringing her kids, that herself, plus y'all. It's a 3-bedroom apartment, yeah, you know, but you also got to know how she rolls and how peculiar, how particular, how all of this is that she is. And so when it comes to stuff like that, I wouldn't want nobody to surprise me with a house or an apartment or whatever, because I want my taste in it, you know. And so I understand why Sierra felt the way that she felt, but it did kind of come off a little bit ungrateful. But, you know, because at least he was being considerate, and he tried, because at first he didn't give a damn. He was 100% over it. But you know, they gonna go back and look at some more stuff. Honestly, I don't see what was wrong with the place. I think just Sierra was just nitpicking. You know, she was like the bedroom's too big. Oh, too small. Well, bitch, go get a house. So sorry. Like, girl, wait, it's a condo. What the fuck? Baby, you ain't rolling the dough like that you can get this big ass penthouse ass condo. No. Girl, please. But moving on from that, you get at the very end of the episode, unfortunately, Renny's mother passed away. And she did a little song for her. When she sat down in that confessional and she said her mama passed away that day, I said, wait a minute, girl. Huh? And they told you to still come in? Or you just, was that a slip of the tongue? Because, baby, we'll have to put this shit off because I'll be in my bed crying the whole day. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all, okay? My mama just died. And y'all want me to come up in here and you want me to act like I'm okay and I'm not okay. Girl, I can cry. Baby, if I really wanted to get into acting, y'all, if I really wanted to get into acting, right? Y'all see how I be acting on camera and shit. Like, bitch, I feel like I can act. Just a little bit. Bitch, if it was a scene that I had to cry, even though I'm not a cry, I can make myself cry on cue. Baby, if I want the tears to fall out, I can make them fall out like right now if I want to. Somebody tell me to cry, bitch, I just let the waterworks come through. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I just be thinking about that sometimes. Too bad I don't want to be no actor, but hey, I think I would have been a really good one. But anyway, that was Love and Hip Hop. If I missed anything and wasn't important, y'all tell me and I'll see y'all later. Peace.